Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and welcome to Sunday, the 13th of October's Daily Red, ladies and gentlemen. The international break, I'd like to say it is nearly over, but even Argentina, if you look, they're playing on Wednesday morning at 1:30, so we've still got some to go, but we are starting to steer into Chelsea, Liverpool, and the coming week, aren't we? Which is a positive all round, a return to normal, proper football, as we'd say where I'm from. That is what we're looking forward to, ladies and gents. So I'm Dave Davis coming to you from a mixed Edinburgh. It looks like the sun is shining, I know, but it's not the warmest and it's supposed to piss it down later. So fingers crossed we maintain all this. We will have to see. Now, let's get into it, shall we? All the latest news for you. So, we'll start with the big positives. It was rumoured when I talked about it yesterday, but it got confirmed, didn't it, by Egypt and Holland. And it's always just sexy the way Liverpool release it officially, and it makes you feel better that it's official. I don't know why, maybe it's just me. But Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk are both on their way back to Liverpool, as the official communication from the club confirmed, which went out about 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They have both withdrawn and will take, as the saying says, listen to this, how sexy this is. The pair will take no further part in their international camp this month. Yes, there's still November to come, but October, they will take no part whatsoever. Brilliant, just brilliant news all round. There's no two ways about it at all, ladies and gents. Now, let me think. If Mo and Virgil are back on Merseyside, but maybe about now, I don't know, they could even already be there. What could Richard Hughes maybe do in that time, or what could be? I'm just thinking out loud here, we'll see. But that is the positive, that those boys are back and should I say, be back on Merseyside. Now, yesterday, there was quite a lot of international football. Boo! Some of our players played. Boo! All our players seem to be okay. Hooray! So let's go through the minutes that they played. Diogo Jota came on as a 63rd minute sub for Ronaldo in Portugal's 3-1 win. So not too many minutes, which is good. That's a player that we'd like to be rested. And if you think about it, he only played half an hour, call it half an hour with injury time, blah, 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 give or take. Virgil's not playing the second game. Mo's not playing the second game. Curtis Jones has left the England squad for a personal matter. As I said, the suggestions it could be that his other half is set to give birth. We do not know that for definite, so we'll have to wait and see, but that's potential. Mac Allister did not play the first game. It's maybe, and I'm saying this touch wood because I know you're going to say there's still stuff to come, but as it stands, it is not too bad right now. Things that weren't ideal, but we have to steer into them. Conor Bradley, 90 minutes. And I want to talk about Conor Bradley a bit more shortly, but captain against Belarus in a 0-0 draw, fair play to him. Bad night for Scotland as they went down 2-1 to Croatia, despite being ahead, and that's 3 defeats in a row for them in the Nations League, isn't there, under Steve Clarke. Robbo, the skipper, naturally played the full 90, which we didn't want. Ben Doak did play 77 minutes. And by all accounts, a lot of the reports seem to suggest he had a good game. So we'll steer into a bit of Ben Doak and the reports around that at the same time as well. I mentioned Conor Bradley, didn't I? There's a good article here on The Echo called The Rise of Conor Bradley, which kind of takes in his rise from sort of Bolton, the youth team, all the way to Liverpool, the Carabao Cup, and now captaining his country. And there's some interesting quotes in there, so I won't give you the full piece. I'd say it's well worth the read. But even one back from Jurgen Klopp said, even all the way back in January, I've known it for a while. In my left ear is Pep Linders, in my right ear is Victor Matos, telling me all the time. I remember Pep sitting in my office telling me that he put both of his hands in fire for him. I've loved him from the first days and didn't need a lot of convincing. I don't think we need a convincing. And the reason it's also interesting, isn't it, is Conor Bradley, where did he score for his only goal for Liverpool? Chelsea at home, which is coming up as well. Not that I'm saying he'll start, but definitely an article worth calling out there. the rise of Conor Bradley in the Echo. And the other ones I just wanted to call out as well, Ben Doak, because he did very well. He's getting a lot of praise from Scotland. We'll come to what Steve Clarke said about him. But there's a few stats doing the round on Ben Doak as well, saying he's created 3.3 chances per 90. I know people are going to say per 90, but for his Middlesbrough teammates in the Championship this season. The highest figure of any player with 5+ appearances. And if you look at his appearances, it's only in the last 3 where he's started, and his first few is kind of subs coming on late, and he does have a goal as well. He also ranks 4th in the Championship for touches in the opposition box per 90. And again, that's based on 5. So it's early days. There's no doubts about that at all. But there's a lot of promise and a lot of things to like about the stats you're seeing around Ben Doak. So I'm seeing that as a huge positive. And Steve Clarke was talking about it in a positive way afterwards, saying, I'm really pleased for Ben. And as a coach, I'm pleased with Ben. That's his first start, and I'm sure it won't be his last. He's got attributes and qualities. That's why he's in the squad. And a good thing he finished on, I think, as well. Let's enjoy Ben, but let's not put too much pressure on him. He knows he's got parts of his game where he needs to improve. He's not a shy boy. He's got a good character, and he's good in the dressing room. I think that's brilliant. Yeah, Ben Doak. There's still a debate of whether he will make it long term, and that's a different discussion for a different day at Liverpool. But he's showing promise, isn't he? He's doing well, and that's all you wanted to see. It's always been with Ben Doak. It's never about, he's got pace, he's got ability to beat a man. That almost is instinctive and easy for him. It's his decision making, isn't it? What does he do with that final ball? That has always been the question around Ben Doak. So it is great to see that he started well in the Championship for Middlesbrough. Let's hope we hear even more. And also, if we think we talked internationals, we'll delve back into it today. Finland play England at 5 p.m. So Trent, you fancy will start. Weirdly, there's quite a lot of reports. This just shows how England have got no idea what to do with Trent Alexander-Arnold. There are a few in the Mail saying there's even reports he could start on the left. You know, he's been on right back or centre midfielder. How do we use him? And that debate, we've been through that. Even talk they'd use him on the left. Maybe it is Lee Carsley just confirming in every single way he does not want to be the full-term England manager. Or full-time England manager. So we'll see what happens with that. 2 may come head-to-head because it's Greece versus Ireland later, which I think means Kostas Tsimikas against Kelleher, although Kostas was ill for the last Greece game where they beat England, so may or may not play. And importantly, we mentioned it yesterday, but 3 o'clock today, Liverpool women's team will take on Manchester City women's team in the Super League at Anfield. So if you can get down to Anfield at all and support the ladies, great occasion, even for the kids that haven't been, all those types of things, a great day out. And like I said, the ladies team going very well under Matt Beard, had a few injuries recently, but will be more than competitive against City. So best of luck to the ladies today in that one. And I'm even looking ahead to, because you think Sunday's the international break coming, there's so much to still pray and, hope nothing comes up. I mean, even tomorrow, Monday, Manic Monday, look how many of our players are playing. Ibu for France, Szoboszlai for Hungary, Gakpo, Graf for Holland. So 4 starters are in action tomorrow. So there's still a lot to pray and hope for in that regard. There really, really is. But yeah, I say you call it transfer, but we mentioned yesterday, didn't we, the story around Organ Cuckoo at Benfica being linked. Another young player, well, not young because Cuckoo's 23, but younger player, former United left-back Alvaro Fernandez, or Cacares as they call him, probably butchering that pronunciation in the Portuguese media at Benfica. So, interestingly, quite a few clubs, even Barca, Real Madrid, are being linked to him. But if you look at the stories that are coming out, say he's compared him to Grimaldo, maybe that's a lazy link, because how well he did at Benfica, then he went to Leverkusen, etc. But his attacking prowess, and according to AS, the Spanish media, he excels in ball progressions, final third passes, crosses, dribbles, and passes into the box, and ranks among the top players in his position in this area. He's also got defensive numbers as well, with a dual win rate of 68.4, an average of 6.9 recoveries per match, 2.9 of which occur in the opponent's half as well. So there are some stats to like and probably study for this kid as well. And it's one that you don't rule out a longer term. It's not until the end of the season, isn't it, at the earliest? But you think Robbo's being rotated already. I'm not sure they fancy Tsimikas. He's quite clearly a backup. Nothing surprised you with Liverpool because you expect them to move for a left-sided defender this summer, but that's not happened. But it would surprise you if they did not move for a left-sided defender. Will that be a left-back? Will that be a left-sided centre-back, a hybrid, blah, blah, blah? All the discussions we had in the summer, we will have to see. But it is definitely one to... Liverpool will already know about this player. We know there's masses in the database and everything like that. So we will have to see what happens there. Additionally, there was some good news. Alexis Mac Allister, as per the Argentina official press, their Twitter account is now back in full training. So that is the good news, because obviously he set out the Venezuela draw, didn't he? That's the good news. He's back in training. The bad news could be that means he could play on Wednesday. Now, if you look at all our international fixtures, Mac for me, is almost bad news for three reasons now, because he's got the longest to travel. We've got a 15,000-mile trip back to Liverpool. He's also the last one to play internationals. What I mean by that is Argentina, or Bolivia, Argentina, is the early hours of Wednesday morning. If you think Chelsea's on the Sunday, he's got to make the trip. So he will be the most tired. And we always think just what it's taken out of him. And then the third thing is the injury. It's been bugging him since the last internationals. We all hoped he would be given completely the time off for this, but no, Scaloni's nursed him through. But you honestly look at the South American qualifying group, and Argentina are top. They really shouldn't need Mac Allister. The only worry is that obviously he's an unbelievable player. We know that. We no doubts about his ability. They've just drawn 1-1 to Venezuela. They should really have beat, to be honest. So you do wonder if Scaloni's thinking, no, I've got to get Macca, which is, it's understandable from their point of view, but it's not something we want at the same time, is it? So we will be very surprised if Mac Allister doesn't play any part on Wednesday night. But yeah, so it's good news. He's back in training, but we'll see what that brings from the internationals from this perspective. So that's the update around Mac Allister. Graham Souness, Liverpool legend, it's important to say, former Liverpool manager, has been talking about the contract situation, and he's throwing his two penneth worth in, which everyone's doing a bit about Salah, Trent and Van Dijk, who will stay, who will go. Souness has got 1 out of 3 from what we'd call it. And that's in his Daily Mail column. So let's just give some snippets of that from what he says. He says, Trent seems to have a relationship with Bellingham at Real Madrid. Would it surprise me if he ends up going there? No. Would it surprise me if Virgil stayed? No. He is the one of the three I think is most likely to remain, because at this moment in time, where he's going to go to get more, or where is he going to go to get more money and a bigger football club? So that's a question as he posed it there. Would it surprise me if Salah stayed? Slightly, because I think there will be huge appeal to him as an Egyptian, as a Muslim, earning astronomical money for the next 3 or 4 years in Saudi Arabia, the cradle of Islam, and a country which has a maritime border with his own. Yeah, we've all got our thoughts on the three, and Graham Souness made it quite clear that he's almost predicting 1 out of 3, just Virgil, renews. The Trent one he starts with, we can't dispute it. It is our biggest fear, isn't he? We don't like seeing cardboard cutouts and big hugs for Jude Bellingham. We just want to see that done. It's the biggest worry out of all three, I think, for all fans. I could be wrong on that, but we'll have to see what develops. Virgil, I think maybe he's right on that. It is the one that most people actually expect to get done or seem most bullish or confident about. And I understand that because he's proclaimed his love for Liverpool. He is the captain, as he talked about, and the importance of the captaincy for Liverpool and for Holland. So there's that there. He's got his countryman in Arne slot. And for us, we're all thinking, like, this is the best defender in the world. Just get it done. there could be potential signs of decline in the future, but right now we're not seeing any. And I think people are going a bit overboard in terms of this is the 18 to 20 Van Dijk. I don't think he's those levels, don't get me wrong, but he is by far and away the best centre-back in the world. And I think we've got that expectation that Liverpool get it done. Salah, yeah, I think there's concerns about the fee, the length of, the wages, and the length of contract. That's important to say. That's a debate that's going to rage on and rage on. But I don't agree with Souness's point about the Saudi right now. Maybe in the future, I suspect he's got one eye on it. But Mo Salah, to me, seems to be in a mindset of breaking records. How high can I get up the all-time Premier League goal scorers? How high can I get up the all-time Champions League goal scorers? How high can I get, importantly, in Liverpool's record goal scorer chart at the same time? That is genuinely what I'm believing Mo Salah is looking at. I don't agree with Graham Souness that in the future possibly, but right now, no, I do not see his head being turned remotely by Saudi riches, and for the reasons, naturally, that Souness mentioned as well. And, Graham Souness, the Liverpool legend, my old man's favourite player, I think it would be fair to say as well. So a lot of respect for him, but don't agree with what he's saying there at all. But time will tell on this one. And with the contracts, we are mid-October. Things will start to develop quickly. We know they're in talks. Like everyone else, we are just waiting for the news, ladies and gents. So that's that one. Souness was a fighter, and so it seems is Endo. I mean, Endo's still, talking about his role at the club, if you want that, and how he's trying to break into the team. So I was in Japan. He said, we have a new manager. I think he wants to assess or see every player. It's too early to judge anything. A club like Liverpool needs the depth of squad. It needs all the players to play in all these competitions and to win titles. I have no idea what people are saying about me, but my plan is staying here. I've been doing what I should do and getting myself in shape. It's interesting because there's even a few links from Endo to bizarre Liverpool clubs. Inter Milan are being mentioned, looking at a few articles today. It's interesting, isn't it? Because they didn't bomb him out, Endo, last season, it's important to say, but it was made quite clear that with the Marseille offer and the way all the reports were that Arne Slot just doesn't fancy Endo. However, the player seems doubly almost determined to force his way into the overall thinking, whether that's, even just as a squad player possibly, but it's fighting talk from Endo. I think it's important to say that he does think there will be an opportunity at some point. Now, if you look at what he's played, he came on for 3 minutes in the San Siro, a few minutes at the end against Crystal Palace. Yes, he played the Carabao, but it is the Carabao, let's be honest, ladies and gents. So the minutes don't really back up what he's saying, but he does, which we love, especially the game against Palace when he came on and he smashed into that tackle and the little volleyball dink back. We all loved that as well, didn't we, to keep it up there? That was cheered at the same time. So the cult hero status is there for Endo, but long-term future at Anfield, it will be interesting to see what happens in January, won't it? Will clubs come sniffing? What will Liverpool do if there is an offer met? What would they accept even now? Would they accept what Marseille put on the table in the summer in January? It's a hard one, but Endo will be mentioned, let's put it that way, come January time. So we'll have to wait and see what develops on that one. Interesting. Now, the final two things, ladies and gents, are charity-based. And I think it's important to call these out. We don't always do this type of thing on Anfield Index. And that's not saying we don't do charitable things, because the guys know has done a million different things. But just when you have a platform, sometimes it's right to use it in the right way. So Kip on the Cot for Liverpool's Foundation was last night. I know many sort of people attended that, like John Bishop I saw, Ian Byrne, the local MP for Walton. So, big shout out to anyone who attended that and did their part there. Absolutely brilliant. And maybe crucial, and I'll probably trip over my words here, but I do want to really call this out because I think it's such a special charity or such a special cause. I really do. That Zoe's Place Baby Hospice. I mean, a baby hospice in Liverpool, for my ignorance, generally didn't know it existed, but having researched, you've seen what's been done by Liverpool, and I mean that's the whole city to sort of raise the profile and the plight, because as I say, in a very short space of time, they have to raise £5 million just to keep the doors open, ladies and gents. I mean, that's a huge sum of money, but if you think about a charity and what you support, a baby hospice, as it says on Zoe's Place sort of website and details, that the only one sort of in the area and even further afield, and you can see how much this resonates with the people of Merseyside. So some great shout outs about the money raised. I mean, Monterex UK, they raised 100,000, so shout out to them as well. Hillsborough Survivor Support Alliance, they've got it front and centre as the pin post on their page as well. Just giving, that is set up. So if you want to find that link for Zoe's Place, God's telling you where it is. Robbie Fowler's even got it. There's so many places, but I would genuinely recommend, just even on social media, Twitter, wherever, just having a look at Zoe's Place and doing the research, and anything you can spare or anything you can give, it's going to go to an unbelievable cause. And I think it was interesting. I'm almost borrowing a sort of a bit here from Zoe's Place, on Twitter, and reading it from one of their trustees, as it said, at the hospice, that when they presented with that news, she said, Joan Stainsby, apologies if I've got that name wrong. When the trustees spoke to the team at Zoe's Place, Liverpool, on Monday, just like the families we support, we had found ourselves in a position of very little hope, which is tragic, isn't it? You see the support they provide to children and their families. I mean, a baby hospice, ladies and gents. Anything, whatever you can spare, and you can find it on various pages. I said Hillsborough Survivors Alliance, it's on their page. Robbie Fowler has the link on his. There's so many, but Zoe's Place Baby Hospice Liverpool, you can find various links for it, but just give it a target of £5 million. But you can see the outpouring of emotion. You can see the donations are just unbelievable. So anything you can spare, anything you could give, if you're listening to this, ladies and gents, to find that, I know would be massively appreciated by so many. And, it's going to an unbelievable cause. So yeah, anything you can give to Zoe's Place Baby Hospice through Just Giving would be amazing. And on Sunday, the 13th of October, ladies and gents, that seems the right place to cut it. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. The Reds are back a week today. We'll speak soon.